Hello guys, this is Sanjana Parihar, an intern at Lexus and Company, and I'm pursuing BA LLB from Shulini University, and this is my first year, first semester. So today we'll talk about once a daughter, always a daughter, Supreme Court of India's verdict. Now, in a significant judgment aimed at ensuring right to equality of a daughter in Hindu undivided family, the Supreme Court has held that women will have uh, coparcenary right or equal rights to family property by birth, irrespective of whether her father was alive or not, as of September 9, 2005. That is the day when Parliament recognized the right by amending the Hindu Succession Act of 1956. Through this ruling, the Supreme Court has now categorically ruled that the daughter's right flows from their birth and not by any other factor such as existence of their father. Though the judgments envisages to rectify one of the discriminatory social practices, it would require no less than a behavioral change in the mindset of the Indian society to fulfill the goal of gender parity. What is Hindu Succession Amendment Act of 2005? Let's know about that. Now, the Matakshara school of Hindu law, personal law, codified as Hindu Succession Act of 1956, used to govern the succession and inheritance of property in Hindus. Under the law, only male were recognized as the legal heirs, or co-pensers, or and women were not the co-parceners in the family, and thus were denied the rights to inherit their father's property. As a result of the discrimination, Section 6 of the Act was amended in the year of 2005 to make the daughter of a co-partner about the co-partner by birth in her own right in the same manner as the sons. The law also gave the daughter some right and liabilities in the co-partnery property as she would have had if she had been a son. Now, what is a co-partner or co-partnery property? In a layman's language, co-partner is a relation to the joint Hindu family, means a person who is entitled to demand the partition of his share of the co-partnery property. Now, what's the co-partnery property? In one which is inherited by a Hindu from his or her father, grandfather, or great grandfather. Now, before 2005, women were not a part of the co-partnery and hence couldn't claim or inherit the property of the father. Now, the seesaw scenario in the previous judgments were, although since 2005 it has been the law that the women are also successors to their father's property, but the position of a woman to succeed to her father's property whose father has died on the day of the enforcement of the law was not very clear. Now, the different benches of Supreme Court and the High Court had taken conflicting views on this particular issue, like Prakash versus Fulvati of 2015. However, in February 2018, contrary to 2015 ruling of a two-judge bench headed by Justice A.K. Sikri, held that the share of the father who died 2001 will also pass to his daughter and as co-partners during the partition of the property as per the law 2005 law. Then in April that year, yet another two judge bench headed by R.K. Agrawal reiterated the position taken by 2015. These conflicting views by the benches of equal strength led to a reference to the three judge bench in the current case which we are talking about. Now, what are the highlights of the particular judgments? We'll go very briefly over that. It was headed by Justice Arun Mishra. that a Hindu woman's right to be joined here to the ancestral property is by birth and does not depend on whether her father was alive or not when the law was enacted in 2005. Now, the Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005 gave women the right to be co-partners or joint legal heirs in the same way as a male does. If the daughter is alive on the date of enforcement of the Amendment Act, she becomes the co-partner with effect from the date of the Amendment Act. Daughters cannot be deprived of the right to equality conferred upon them by the Section 6. Now, the court requested the pending matters to be decided as far as possible within the 6 months. So, there are some challenges that this law is following, that is patriarchal nature of the Indian society, as it's always a problem. While the ruling is progressive step towards gender parity, it is by no means a guarantee that Indian families will willingly cede reins to their women members. The lack of awareness amongst the women, because most of the women doesn't know that this is their right. In conclusion, in my opinion, though the judgment is progressive step, in pursuit of creating a level playing field in legal rights of women, bringing behavioral changes in the society will play a bigger role towards the goal and gender parity. Thus, there is a need to bring a change in the patriarchal mindset of the society and ensuring that women have access to the same opportunities as men in acquiring educational qualification and the training needed to run an enterprise. Moreover, the fact that it has taken 15 years for the issue to be clarified highlights the urgent need of the clear civil code based on universal principles of natural justice and fundamental rights of equality. So this was all for today. If there's any question regarding the particular content, do let me know in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Also, this video does not solicit any kind of promotions or advertisement according to the Bar Council of India. It's for educational purposes only. And if you like the content, do like the video. Thank you.